one of the ways that we are excited to embody our values at Connect, Community Center for Wellbeing, is to foster community connection through education. And not just like educating at you about connection. No, we want to foster spaces where we can get into some of the finer points of what makes connection possible through our Relational Wellbeing series. And this is in larger service to transforming a culture of domination, a culture of disconnection, a culture of oppression, really, into a culture of connection and a culture where we can practice healing justice. You want to talk about a little bit what healing justice is? Why it's important?
Yes. So historically, in the systems that we're living in under capitalism, under colonialism, white supremacy, there are certain groups of people that have more access than others to healing services, and there are other groups that hold a disproportionate amount of collective trauma. Particularly, this is seen in like the Black community in particular. There's
indigenous communities,
trans communities.
So there, capitalism has wreaked havoc
Yes.
on us as a collective.
Yes.
And we want to hold space to have those conversations.
Yes.
For one, to allow that to be a part of the conversation, that we're not just talking about some universal need for connection, but actually the connection is needed around certain aspects of our culture.
Yes, absolutely.
As queer people, we have our experiences that we bring to the table, and within this series, the Relational Wellbeing series, we bring our own experiences as people who have practiced polyamory, as people who've gone through our own social transitions and physical transitions.
Yes.
We have an opportunity to share our magic through this medium, around what it means to like connect deeper to the self and heal, so that we can connect deeper with others.
Yeah. So the healing justice part of it is that we are healing the systems and bringing more healing to the communities that need it.
Just breaking down barriers in a sense.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So I would say part of our intention with the Relational Wellbeing series is to embody values of relationality, of being in relationship, and breaking it down for folks. Because sometimes we talk about relationships and it's like this amorphous idea, but there's some specific ways of being together that make it more possible to connect or to expand the possibilities for connection, such as mutuality, of being, being for each other, being in relationship, and maybe even to the point of being able to share intimacy, and that intimacy in a variety of ways, including, emotional intimacy and cooperation. Being able to cooperate with each other is, when you're not cooperating, you're not able to do anything together.
Right.
Yeah, being able to normalize community care to create resilience within in the community, opening up those spaces for us to come together to support each other. Like Andy was saying, breaking down barriers, being able to approach those barriers together and feeling like you're not alone in those barriers to meet those barriers. In my line of work, in body work, you approach the barrier and just sit there at the barrier and see how you can help that barrier move. And, it's important to not feel alone in approaching the big, scary things when it comes to getting your needs met around well-being.
And sometimes it's messy to be in relationship and cooperate like that. And with this, this culture of capitalism and colonialism, it's so easy for us to feel like throwing people away, and severing the connection is the easiest thing to do. But, we're inviting people to like be in a relationship, see what it feels like to experience conflict and move through, and like know how to move through to repair, which is
requires a ton of communication.
Yes, feeling equipped to be able to not just throw a relationship away, but
having the communication tools. But in order to communicate, you have to know what's going on inside of you. And then once you have those tools to connect to yourself, connect to others through communication, then you have to decide, what kind of relationship do I want to be in with you? Is this, are we going to hold space for each other's sovereignty and self-determination? Am I going to give myself and give you choice in our connection? Are we going to be interdependent? Are we going to practice reciprocity? These are some of the core tenets that we're going to kind of tease out together in this series. So we know more what they mean and what they look like in practice. So part of the Relational Wellbeing series is going to be more like educational. There's going to be a seminar sense about some of the sessions, but more so we want to engage people in conversation and also provide tangible tools that you can take into your relationships, be it romantic, familial, work relationships, or just like with your everyday person.
Absolutely. Hopefully build some neighborly relationships in there too.
Yeah. Come on down, neighbors. So we're going to kick this off on April 20th on Saturday with a free open house. The open house is going to follow up our monthly ecstatic dance. So if you want to come early,
come dance.
10 a.m. for the ecstatic dance. The theme of the ecstatic dance is ephemeral.
Love that.
We always like to throw a little theme in there. And then after the dance, everyone is invited to a free potluck. If you're just coming for the dance, you want to stay for the potluck, that's fine. And after the potluck, we'll circle up and have some short program and activities to help open up this conversation about relational well-being. So anyone is welcome to come to that. You don't have to pay anything. We want to be able to meet you and have you meet us and share about the series and the different sessions and the kind of the philosophy behind what we're trying to do. And then you can get signed up for sessions if you want to. And as a community-supported well-being member at Connect, at the fascia or the community levels, all of the sessions in this series are a part of your membership.
Yep, absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah. Pretty great value, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're pushing it. We want to get folks in there and benefiting from this because we know the urgency of.
Yeah, and we want to see this space stay alive and thriving for folks to enjoy it years to come. And
awesome.
Yeah.
Keep the connection alive.
So just to whet your palate just a little bit to get a sense of what types of sessions you might encounter in this series. We have things related to relational cooperation and theories of power, deep listening and reflecting skills, giving and receiving empathy. Andy, do you want to say a little bit about the ones that you're going to be providing?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a polyamory 101 class and then a deep dive into relationship anarchy. So I've been practicing polyamory on and off for about 10 years, and it has been how I've built community in a lot of ways. And I'm particularly fond of relationship anarchy and like the philosophy around like each relationship is negotiated on the terms of the people involved, and we get to make our own rules.
Yay.
So very, very excited to be sharing that with the world.
Some like specifics about like how to implement these values in different styles of relationship. I think that's going to be really helpful especially for the folks who are curious.
Right. And in a way that like honors everyone's sovereignty and respect and all that. So.
Yeah. And then there's, the practice sessions where you can practice deep listening, reflecting, and rituals of connection around expressing and feelings and needs, which is like primary to being able to be in any relationship. And then there's also some elements of us sharing our wisdom around queerness and beyond polyamory, including like queer allyship, how people who don't identify as queer can show up with respect and honoring of different identities and experiences, and going even deeper into like, how did this gender system that we're operating within or trying to expand even came into being, and how do we get free together within that? And then this program might just continue to expand. We'll see. I think there's a lot of possibility within the community and different identities to go into different aspects of relational well-being from different
many
backgrounds.
Relationships and co-collaborators that are in the community who have different means of expression and experience to share with everyone. Yeah.
Yep. Ripple. Y'all know Ripple. Ripple's going to be one of the facilitators. And Kai has agreed to come help out. So
beautiful.
I'm sure more will come in. And see.
Another Connect orchestration.
Absolutely.
So it's all about collaboration and connection.
Yeah, I mean, this series feels like it's a really important part of our mission. And if it feels like it's an important part of your journey, but the cost is a barrier, as always, you can apply for free and low cost entry, really for any event, but not just this series. Just send us an email at connectcommunitycenter@gmail.com.
Yes.